Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Mad Bald Man's Garage. So, took a few days off because we had a couple patch on top of patch things going on, so I was playing around, seeing what had changed. I don't think the patch really helped hovers all that much, which is unfortunate because I'm seeing less and less of the hovers, and I don't want this to turn into a ground game because, I don't know, I think variety is needed. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. What we're here to talk about today is deciding the path you want to go down, right? Let's say this. Let's say that you're pre-level 10, and you're trying to decide, do I like cannons? Do I like shotguns? Do I like machine guns? What do I, what's the, how do I even know, right? Because I can't just like craft all this stuff. How do I know? How do I know what I like? How do I decide? So I'm going to show you. First thing to do is go into the exhibition. Now, depending on what you've got selected, right, this is filtering on likes. This is actually a pretty good build. I've seen a few different variants of this, and this is actually a pretty good compact type build. If you're into, and actually let's do that, right? So, you can just kind of scroll through here, back and forth. You can click on these guys. Right, I am missing parts because I don't have all these tank parts. That's pretty cool, but when you hover over it, it'll kind of highlight in red what you're missing, right? This guy's got these are the ZS34 Fatmans. Yeah, I actually had a Fast Fatty, I called it, build that was just tons of fun. Actually, there's a video. That's nice, man. Somebody put some thought into that. Very nice. Now, let's look at that, right? So guns are centered. Right now, I think my co-driver actually gets a bonus of 5% to the turn rate of the cannons. But check this out, right? I look over here. Cannons have to track back over. It's not instant. And because one of them is so low to the ground, you're going to get some low ground confusion on the guns sometimes. But by and large, with a build like this, you're not moving super fast. And that's actually probably a little bit narrow. So that you don't take a turn too quick and let you go roll over. Alright, so with this, it looks like everything's on right mouse. That's nice, man. That was almost 600 points of damage dropped from those two. Now there is ballistics to it, so you will get a little bit of bullet drop. Must have hit mainly on a track. Usually with these guys, the closer in you get, more damage you're doing. It's also nice if you can get them to tune in on the same spot, but maybe because of positioning here, ground. Now here's something, right? Here's something to think about. Look, I'm going to shoot the tank track here. So, caused structure damage, but nothing to the cabin. Now if you can get lined up. I'm going to get one of those. I'm trying to go for a gun, but... So there's north of 700 being done. So these guys are definitely formidable. And if you can get some good armor, like this is 1513. I think it's the Ponce de Leon. They was in Florida looking for the Fountain of Youth. But this is what you do, right? You can go into the exhibition and look around and find stuff that you're interested in, right? If you're interested in, do I want to do a harvester build? Is that something I want to do? Don't worry about all the other crap that's on there. He's got a harpoon. Just like go out there and grind on something, just test style and say, hey, is this actually as cool as I thought it would be? Like I say, man, those tank tracks, a lot of damage resistance. Look at that. Now, once you get through it, you're toast, right? But those tank tracks are good times. So, you know, if you think you're interested in something like that, then, you know, then go ahead and look in the builds like that. Now, here's the cool thing. You can come up here, click on the hamburger, and you say, you know, most of the people I'm fighting in the 5,700 range. All right, and you know, I'm trying to decide whether or not, you know, you can pick a weapon. You can just kind of type here, like, let's say that you like the werewolf cabin, right? So now it'll filter and it'll show you builds that are 5,700 or less that use the werewolf cabin. That's funny. And then you can kind of go through these. Interesting builds. So now what you can also do, and this is kind of the real reason, is you don't have to really worry about power score, but you can come in and say, hey, I don't know if I like the AC, is it AC 73, AC 72, the rapier, that's what it is. Let's go for a cannon like the rapier, AC 43. So then it'll show you a bunch of builds that have, you know, that as the primary thing, right? Pick something like this. Pretty simple. And then you can kind of say, okay, this is what, you know, a couple AC 43 rapier auto cannons. Is that in retreat? No, it's kind of here. I don't know, just a scope. And if you're going to go for something like an auto cannon that, you know, has range, like range, right? Like serious range, right? So if you're going for those kind of longer range things, then definitely you want to have a scope so you can put on shots like that. You're trying to specifically go after a weapon, or specifically you shoot in on the cat. But again, these weapons, while they deliver higher damage, right, you have to always remember right? It takes them time to turn in, so that if you're one of these guys, like I am, now this is a pretty slow moving vehicle, right? But even that's hard to keep those weapons tracked. Shoot, and always keep it focused in. There you go, you take too steep of a turn, and the weapons can't keep up with you. So, but this thing will just shoot apart. You know, you definitely get those point knockoff bonuses from them. So you can use the exhibition to go through and decide whether or not you like a weapon or not. It is also really cool to go in and, because like I am like longing to be able to have a porcupine, man. I'm dying. So, you know, when you see builds like, look at that, how 5 of them, right? 5 porcupines. How's that possible? Those things are like 40 grand on the market. Where do you get that? I don't even understand how you generate 200. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm very jealous. So there is that's a 1557, maybe 1554, I think is what my durability is. See, by the way, it has 2154. Look at that. You're just gonna randomly roll around. This totally heats up your vehicle. That burns for a long time, man. Just chews you up. You just imagine just rolling these into a field of people fighting. And whew, they hit you. You can just roll them out so fast. Oh, so longing for these. Then after 20 seconds, they blow up. See how it heats you up? And it just chew you up, dude. And they reload pretty quick, too. So if you just were to roll up on somebody, you'd be like, damn. And they're hosed, man. Just hosed. So this is a really good way to get to know weapons that you will long for, or decide whether or not, you know, you just whether or not you like driving and fighting with autocannons, or if you're more of a machine gun guy, like no, what is it? Equalizer. And you can actually get a little bit more specific, right? You can, kind of the Batmobile, you can actually say, you know, equalizer, and looking for racing wheel steer. I don't know about this board cube stuff going on, but that's the only thing when you filter by likes. Filter by downloads. I can't believe people are downloading that crap. I'm sure they're very wonderful designs. But like if you're, for instance, if you are a fast machine gun type, I don't know, fast this would be. Actually not too bad for its size, that's not too bad. This thing is rocking 4 equalizers, right? So now, notice how the crosshairs stay right where you keep them. Now, here's a note to keep in mind, right? Machine guns, man, they are great for getting the part shoot-off bonuses, right? Alright, so I just turned on the box, right? So a fast-moving build is always a good thing, right? The more stable you can make it, the more tires you put on it. Do that to somebody. This is why I get torn up by so many equalizer builds, man. They're rapid fire. I don't know if they're rapid fire machine guns. Damn. So, you know, you can kind of get used to like, oh yeah, man, I like the drive fast, run circles around people till they're blown up kind of builds. If that's the case, man, then something like this is definitely the way to go for you. So, you know, I really dig this style. I love the fast-moving machine gun boat. I also like this similar kind of platform, only with shotgun stacked on it, which will kind of be the next thing. I just can't think these guys. There's home slice. He's shooting in the back. Oh. Like somebody's got a shotgun. Alright, so there should be one more hiding out here. One that's usually stuck in the palmettos over here. You already draw that one out? I guess so. So builds like this, equalizer builds in particular, if you put them on a fast-moving platform, they are very low profile, so they're easy to drop down and hide. A lot of good time fun there. One other thing. So we looked at the big guns, we looked at machine guns, we looked at autocannons. We played around with porcupines, which I cannot encourage you enough to do. You can check out hovers here, right? You know, you can check for hovers by just putting, you know, I think they're the Icarus 4 and Icarus 7. The ML are the spider legs. So you can, you know, if you wanted to, you could look for a hurricane. And you can test out all the stuff, decide if you like the missiles, the explosives. Just kind of get a feel for the types of vehicles you like and the types of weapons that you like. And that way, it'll kind of give you a little bit of guidance as to how you start to evolve your vehicle over time. So let's take a look at one other thing because I do want to show you. A lot of people discount it, but so we're looking for racing wheels because typically you'll see faster vehicles. Let me grab a. Oh yeah. Oh, that's some serious goodness right there. Even got some stealth on it. It's another thing you can check to see, you know, if you like the stealth mode, you will. Spoiler. Looks like we have a Fafnir and 2 Junkos. Yep. Okay. This is a formidable build. 65 pieces, you can make it smaller. Durability is a little light. I think it's odd. It doesn't look as armored as it should for that power score. But 13 points of energy, so this is definitely an attainable build for a lot of people. Now let's go out and see what it does to the 1500 point. And it kind of has a nice little buggy profile to it. It's nice. Plus, man, the shotgun crosshairs, it's hard to beat that. See, it takes a while to reload. Dump at 400 if you're up close like that, right? So this is nothing to sneeze at. And you get a really wide area with those shotguns. That's pretty solid, man. pretty solid. So do not discount the shotguns on a fast-moving platform. And you don't have to have a crazy, you know, this isn't a crazy cabin by any stretch. Little sideways drift there. Because if you can come in, right, you see your enemy. You plug. You roll up on them, and then boom! Spin around. They're like, what the heck just happened? You're like, that's just what happened. Spin around them. Boom! Right? You know, that is good, solid fun there.
Is the ice cream cake in the freezer?
Yes.
Couldn't find it.
Oh, it's in a special hidden tray.
Aha.
All right. Let me show you. All right. Sorry for the interruption. Ice cream cake is a very serious thing around here. I brought some home from Dairy Queen. There's just one up the road for Valentine's Day, because that's our thing here in the Mad Bald Man's garage for Valentine's Day, is to make sure we get a big old DQ ice cream cake. And so that was the Mad Bald Man's father-in-law who was looking for where the cake was. It was in the outside freezer, not the inside one. Well, the garage. Anyway, so don't discount the guns, man. These things give you a nice big reticle. And man, they really do terrible things to anything that gets inside of that. That's just crazy. You don't have to hit people too many times. Trust me. That 1500 power score durability monster out there goes down all the time to triple shotgun. So, you know, use the exhibition, roll through it, and, you know, use it to test out what you like. And then, you know, build your version of what you see on the exhibition. You don't have to put your stuff back up on the exhibition. You can download it to your blueprint thing in your garage and build it, deconstruct it, and have a good time. Alright, so this is the Mad Bald Man, who is full of ice cream cake right now, by the way. That explosion was my son playing Battlefield, I guess. Something interesting just happened in game. Need to tell him to turn that down, man. That's loud. That's crazy. Nice speakers, though. Alright, so look. Looking forward to seeing you guys again. I've got another video I'm going to make. I'm going to kind of break down the behemoth that's sitting there in the garage right now. This is my current just kind of run around build. I've noticed something about the arenas. Once you, or all the battles areas, once you hit about 7,500 power score, you better go for broke, man, because you'll be fighting people in the 10, 11K range. There's pretty much no weight class after that. Once you're around 75 to 8,000, you could end up fighting people 2,000 or 3,000 points above you in power score. Needless to say, there's a lot of ass being handed around in those fights. So I had to beef up a little bit, and you know, just kind of made a kind of a low profile tank. Those are Reaper machine guns with an Aurora. up front, so good times. That Aurora heats up pieces. You can kind of see. And heated up pieces take more damage. And the Reapers don't overheat. So you can just sit there and just burn somebody down with a couple hundred rounds of ammo. But that's the trade-off. They're the only machine guns that you have to carry ammo for. Everything else, like those MG13 equalizers we were looking at, you don't have to worry about ammo for those. Just got to play the overheat game, but you can balance that with radiators, so there's kind of the trade-off. Anyway, hopefully we will see you again soon in the Bald Man's Garage. Mad Bald Man's Garage. It's the ice cream cake. But if I don't, then hopefully I see you on the end of my guns out there on the field.